One of the big questions that we've been asking ourselves now for the past couple of months is how 10th edition is going to end. For people who are not aware, every edition they wrap it up with a narrative campaign, and this campaign we've been scratching our head about. Is it going to be something with the Tyranids, or are they going to go back and actually finish the story of the Pariah Nexus? In this video, I want to explore some potential situations, some rumours attached to box set releases, which may be leading us down a certain narrative path. So let's jump in and let's get waffling. Now, initially, my thoughts that this edition would end with something to do with the Tyranids in the narrative, but I'm leaning away from that now. For those people who haven't been really following the lore of 10th edition, it started with the 4th Tyrannic War. The Segmentum Pacificus was invaded by the Tyranids. World after world were falling, and there was like these fleets that were being assembled to combat them. The Phalanx were there, the Imperial Fist were there, Raptors, Raven Guard really stood out, the Custodians were there, a bunch of new models, a bunch of new lore. It was looking really, really good at the start, but since the start of 10th edition, all that lore, all that story has basically just fizzled and just faded away, and now we're left wondering what the hell's happened with the Tyranids, what the hell's happened with the Tyranid narrative, and is it going to be at the end of 10th edition? As I stated, I don't personally think it is. I think there's another storyline that is going forward, and I think they're actually going to finish that because we've had it now, technically, since the end of 8th edition. And that is, of course, the Pariah Nexus. And there's a couple of reasons behind this. Firstly, I want to start with what I've just mentioned. This has been ongoing now since 8th edition. The back end of 8th edition, we had this thing called the Psychic Awakening. It's starting to involve the Tyranids. Then we've been pushing into the Pariah Nexus even more. And now where we are at this moment in time is a big character called Vastor who's turned up in the Pariah Nexus. You've got big characters like the Silent King there. Belisarius Call is there. There's certain hints that certain Primarchs are going to be going there as well. Lionel Johnson to get vengeance on Vastor because of what happened in the whole Arcs of Omen narrative during 9th edition, towards the end of 9th edition. So that could wrap everything up there. But there's also other things that I'm thinking potentially that could fold into this, coming from rumours that we've been talking about on this channel for the past week. The first thing is there's going to be a brand new season of Kill Team, and when there's a brand new season of Kill Team, there's normally a new narrative involved. Last time it was on this big planet with a big gun, and it's looking like the next Kill Team box is going to involve Deathwatch versus Necrons. We've spoken about this box before. I'm not really sure what's going to be on the Deathwatch side. It's probably going to be guns and melee stuff, but I'm hearing on the Necron side it is going to be some type of melee elite Necron units, but that's just another subject for another day. That's more like model rumors. What I'm trying to get at here is a story revolving Deathwatch and Necrons, which is setting up Imperium versus Necrons, and that blends in, of course, with the narrative of the Pariah Nexus, because that's where the Necrons are. That is where the Imperium is. So it would make sense then for the Imperium potentially to send a Deathwatch kill team to fight the Necrons around the Pariah Nexus, and I think this could then blend in with that end campaign. And something else that's making me think potentially it's going to be more Necron stuff coming in the future, which could then blend into this narrative ending campaign, is that I've still heard rumors that there's going to be more Necron models. We've talked about a new Nightbringer model so many times on this channel, and I personally think that may be released during this ending campaign of the Pariah Nexus. I keep calling it the end campaign. I personally see this wrapping it up. I'm not sure what the story is going to be. It's definitely going to involve Vastor, the Imperium, Belisarius called the Silent King, all the big players there, all there. They're all going to be smashing each other in the face. But how it's technically going to end, it's really up for anyone to guess at this point. Normally what Games Workshop do, they do it where everyone wins and no one wins at the same time, so everyone reaches their goals. But personally, I would really love Games Workshop to take a leap of faith and say Chaos wins, the Necrons win. Maybe it is an Imperial win. Maybe Necrons lose. Maybe the Imperial lose, right? Let's have an actual winner in this situation that gives people with these armies the bragging rights. If the Imperium loses, I'll take it on the chin. It just means another day to rise, another day to fight, and reclaim that sector of space as an Imperial player. I really do think that Games Workshop should have proper endings and give wins to factions during these narrative campaigns. But maybe that's me. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. Do you think a faction should actually be the winner of these end narrative campaigns. But that is not the only speculation I have in my foil mind. I need my foil for this part of the video because a couple of months ago, Black Library opened their submissions and said, send us some short stories, but there were rules to the short stories. The 3 rules were that you had to do a story revolving around Armageddon, Vigilus, or Commorot, the dark city of the Dark Eldar. Maybe this is an intention where Games Workshop now wants to take the lore. If we start with Armageddon, one of the big things we've been hearing about with the launch of 11th edition is that it's going to be about the orcs, an orc-themed narrative. Potentially what we could have on the cards is an ending campaign that builds up to that orc threat, the orc story that then unleashes in 11th edition. It would make sense if we go down that road. The orcs retake Armageddon. We've had one Battle of Armageddon. We've just had that book released with the Grey Knights, the Black Templars, the Space Wolves, Helbrecht and everything fighting on there against Angron, who went there, Blood for the Blood God, the Blood Crusade. That was an amazing little narrative crusade book. Maybe the orcs then, seeing all this bloodshed, they want to throw their towel into the ring and they want to try and crump and just smash things and maybe retake Armageddon while the Imperium forces are licking their wounds and they're at their weakest. Maybe that is a potential storyline. The ending narrative. Commorot is a really twisted one at this moment in time because instantly my mind goes to the Inquisitor series by Chris Wright, and for those people who don't know, the Golden Throne is failing. And the Dark Eldar know this. The Imperium secretly got the help of the Dark Eldar to try and fix the Golden Throne. There's a lot of shenanigans that happened. I'm talking about potential clone emperors and stuff like this. We are going down the foily hole at this moment in time. It is absolutely wild. Maybe it can start involving certain stuff like that going forward. But it's a really interesting one, Commorot, because there's so much potentially that could happen there. Jagatai Khan, right? He disappeared in the webway. Is Dawn in the webway? Could this connect to, you know, the city of dust, you know, the world between worlds, Valdor, the King in Yellow? There's so many little stories that can interweave and connect to this one. That one really does get me excited. And of course, the last narrative was Vigilus. Maybe Vigilus will fall. I did hear a rumor that Vigilus would fall to Chaos and it would be a massive Chaos win. Hopefully, Games Workshop do pull that out of the bag because I would love Chaos to get a win. Maybe this is the rise of Huron Blackheart, right? I've been saying for so bloody long, where is Huron's new model? I personally rate Huron Blackheart more than Abaddon. I know some people will see me as a heretic for saying that, but really, this character is amazing. If you read the Badab and what he became, like, you can probably say that Huron Blackheart was just in his actions, but he went round it the wrong type of way with the Imperial bureaucracy and stuff like that. There's so many cool things about that character, and I'm hoping that the Red Corsairs and he does get some new models to really go with their range, because they definitely deserve it. That could revolve around Vigilus. So many questions, so many things. Primarchs, of course, this is another big one. Valrak, when's Gilliman going to meet the Lion? I don't know. I really don't know. We need it to happen ever since we got that. I think it was by Mike Brooks, the Lion book. It's just been radio silence. Yes, he appeared in the Arcs of Omen. He bashed Angron's face in with his shield, but that was it. Done and dusted. Where the hell is Gilliman? Where the hell is Lion hugging each other and saying, brother, I'm glad you are back. I need you more than ever. Come on, Games Workshop. Give us the good bloody lore. Anyway, that's enough ranting, enough waffling from me. Sorry, I really lost myself then. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback on this. Do you think I'm right? Do you think it is going to wrap up the Pariah Nexus? It's finally the last dance of the Necrons, Vastor, the Imperium that's there? Or is it going to be something else? If it is going to be something else, then what is it? Tell me in the comment section what you would like to see happen with all this cool stuff. See you now. Have a great day, evening, night, where you're around the world. And bye-bye.